All right, it is Thursday, May 7th. I'm back with your roundup, and by overwhelming demand, I will discuss the Fauci video, but let me get through a few quick updates first. So Cuomo said today that nobody can be evicted for not paying rent through August 20th. No late fees. He will reevaluate if he needs to. Starting with Trump, one of his highest priorities right now is painting the border wall black because of its heat-absorbing tendencies, making it too hot to touch. He told one of his senior advisors, Jared Kushner, to move forward with painting the wall. This is an estimated cost of $500 million to $3 billion, depending on which paint they select. So keep in mind when he tells Andrew Cuomo that we don't have the federal funding to save lives in New York, we are painting the wall black. All right, on to something a bit more serious. On February 23rd, before I was a news reporter, a 25-year-old black man was shot and killed on a jog in his Georgia neighborhood by an armed police officer and his son. The officer is saying that this was because he looked like a suspect of break-ins in the neighborhood. His family has not yet seen any form of justice, but I am informing you of this so that tomorrow people will be running or walking 2.23 miles for the date he was killed on his birthday in honor of him, and it would be really nice if you could participate. There's a hashtag going with that. I'm not saying the police shouldn't do their job. I'm not pulling the race card. I'm just asking you to think about how the situation might have been different if it was a black officer that shot a white suspect. Food for thought. All right, let's start with how Trump is investigating coronavirus as being created in a Wuhan lab, and Fauci is dismissing these claims. Well, Trump said Fauci could appear before a panel of the Republican-controlled Senate next week, but not the Democratic-led House of Representatives. Trump said this is because the Democrats are setting him up, they hate him, and they want to win back the White House in November. A direct quote from him: "The House is a bunch of Trump haters. They put every Trump hater on the committee." Which is not true, but we all hate him. Okay, so let's talk about this video. If you haven't heard, there's a viral video going around, very controversial, and it keeps getting taken down by either YouTube, the government, we don't know who. It's one of Fauci's former employees claiming that he was involved in the creation of coronavirus. He's been working with a lab in Wuhan, and he plans on financially benefiting billions of dollars from a vaccine from this. So she backs up her reasoning in the video with examples of how he's unethically manipulated scientific research and illness treatments in the past when they've worked together in order to financially benefit himself and collaborating with Big Pharma. She called him the Bernie Madoff of science. She, however, doesn't think that this virus was necessarily created. She thinks it was manipulated in a laboratory where these animals were brought into. She said it might not have been deliberately released, but it definitely was manipulated because this wouldn't have been a natural transmission from animals to humans, especially this quickly and this widespread. It had to be manipulated in some sort of human cell in a laboratory. This is just sort of a nutshell. She says that $3.7 million flowed from Fauci's institute here in the US to a lab in Wuhan and has evidence that they've worked together in the past. Do I think Big Pharma is somewhat involved in making millions of dollars off of this? Absolutely. Have we been buying things out of fear that we maybe don't need right now? Absolutely. But I don't think we should downplay the severity of this virus or the tragedy of hundreds of thousands of people and their family. Keep in mind both sides have a degree of bias, so if you could find the video, I encourage you to watch it and make your own level of analysis. This is just a brief overview. Lastly, if you're in the New York area, there might be flurries tomorrow, which is kind of sad considering it's May. But anyway, have a good weekend, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Bye!